Hello guys, Flanker is here, and today we'll talk about 5 simple ways to make gold in New World. Even though this video is mostly for beginners, you may still find some useful tips and tricks. It all depends on the market situation on your server. Before we start, please keep in mind one important thing. In order to have a stable income, it is really important to use multiple ways to make gold. It makes no sense to mine, for example, 50,000 stones if you can only sell 5,000 per day. Instead of that, it is much better to sell multiple items, let's say 5,000 stones, 5,000 wood, 5,000 hides, and so on. I hope it makes sense, and now let's start. Even though logging and selling green or aged wood might not be really lucrative now, you can still make a decent amount of gold even if your level is not high. So we will not be selling the wood, we will be making charcoal out of it. First of all, the demand for it is pretty high, and it is much easier to sell it now when all trading posts are linked. Secondly, you will get a bonus charcoal up to 20% depending on your smelting skill level. This is what I got after only 10 minutes of logging. The average price of charcoal on my server is 0.2-0.3 gold. As a bonus, you might get some petrified wood and whisper wood if you use your logging gear, food or trophies. Pretty much I can easily craft around 10,000 of charcoal per hour, but once again, don't forget about the note that I shared on the beginning of the video. It is reasonable to place sell orders for 1,000, maybe 2,000 of charcoal and then place a new one after it has been fulfilled. Sometimes you might find a Woodlouse bait in the bushes. It is a fishing bait, but experienced fishermen actually never use it because Firefly bait is much better. Nevertheless, there are town board quests for 15, 20 or 30 baits to collect, so instead of doing that, players simply buy them on the trading post. The average price for it is around 0.7 to 1 gold, but sometimes, depending on the market, you can sell the baits for much better price. A couple of times I sold hundreds of them for 2-3 gold each, which is awesome because you can easily farm a lot of them. I managed to collect more than 1,000 baits in half an hour. There is a small secret about these baits. Even though it's not a rare item, the harvesting luck still affects the chances of getting them. So make sure you use your harvesting gear, food, trophies and flag for PvP. I would recommend you to place sell orders with 1 to 200 baits. As a bonus, you get approximately the same amount of green wood that can be turned into charcoal and sold on trading post too. After the recent update, there is a much higher demand for Bulrush cop. This resource is used in Arcana for crafting health and regeneration potions of all grades. My favorite location to farm it is near the shrine to the west of Windsward, but in fact it can be found near any river or lake. The respawn time of Bulrush is very short, so you don't even have to run, just stay on the same spot and keep farming it. The price for Bulrush cob on my server is from 0.8 to 1 gold, and apart from it, you will also get reeds and Firefly baits. Reeds are useless, you can just throw them away. Firefly baits are the best for fishing in freshwater and you can still sell them, but on my server they're pretty cheap. This is what I got after 10 minutes of farm. Pretty much easy 400 or 500 gold. I don't know for sure whether harvesting luck increases the chance of getting Bulrush cob. I haven't found any information about it, but I still farmed with my harvesting set and food with my PvP on. Rawhide is one of the basic resources. Players buy it for crafting and for town board quests. Usually it is not expensive, but you can easily farm a lot of it. Here is a great place, especially for low level players. All you have to do is to farm level 2 boars and get on average around 20 rawhides from 1 boar. In order to speed up the process, I would recommend to get a rapier and level 3 rapier mastery to learn the ability called Flash, and the first upgrade that is called Quick Lunge. This will allow you to farm boars very fast, so pretty much they will instantly die from flash, and as long as you made a kill with this ability, its cooldown will be reduced by 80%, so in fact, you can just spam it all the time. I managed to farm almost 1500 rawhides and 200 pork in 10 minutes. Realistically, you can farm up to 8000 rawhides per hour. The best thing about this spot is that you will never have any competition here, and it is like 1 minute away from Windsward. Even though pork is usually dirt cheap on many servers, it's not completely useless. You can use it to craft light rations and put them on the trading post to get some extra gold. People buy them for town board quests, either for experience or just to increase the territory standing level. Another great spot to farm rawhides is called Fort Ramos, and it is located to the southwest of Cutlass Key settlement. There are 2 docks near the entrance, 3 docks inside the fort, usually players farm them. There are also several docks around the fort. After skinning 1 dock, you'll get around 50 to 55 rawhides, and you can farm around 10 to 12,000 rawhides per hour. But there are a few disadvantages of this spot. Many players know about it, so you might see the same picture as I did when I came here to record the video. There were already 2 players farming it, and apart from that, Fort Ramos is much farther from the settlement than the spot with boars that I showed earlier. Coming here might be a good idea if you play on a server with low population or in the nighttime, when there are not many players online. During the nighttime, you can come to any seashore and collect flints. Apart from them, you will be also getting glowworm baits. Flints are used to craft gunpowder, mostly by people who are leveling their engineering skill, and also for town board quests. The price for them is usually between 0.3 to 0.8 gold. Glowworm baits are the best for catching fish in salt water. On my server, the price for it is usually between 0.6 to 1 gold. 2 important notes. First, you can only get glowworm baits during the nighttime, so if you obtain nightcrawler baits instead, then you should come back later, unless they cost something on your server. Secondly, prior to farm flints and baits, check the trading post first. The price for these items may vary a lot, so if they are cheap at this point of time, then it's better to farm something else. After 10 minutes of farming, you will have around 300 flints and 180 glowworm baits. Keep in mind that mining luck affects the chance of getting the baits, so I recommend to use mining gear, food, trophies, and flagging for PvP. If this information was useful for you, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more guides. I am Flanker, and I wish you luck in Eternum.